Welcome, everyone. I'm here today with Dr. Kat. And Dr. Kat is a fertility specialist and a naturopathic doctor, aka the Luna Mama. Welcome, Dr. Kat.
Thank you for having me, Annika. Lovely to be here. Mm-hmm.
So today I'm going to ask you a few questions about fertility and conception. And before I jump into that, can you let our viewers know a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm a naturopathic doctor, so I use natural medicine. And one of my favorite things to do lately is using the moon. So what I've started to do is help women create what they desire. So I take them from an idea to fruition using moon energy in order to manifest what their dreams are. I also use herbs along with my moon magic and feng shui. So I've been practicing here in Hong Kong, but I also have an online practice, and I teach people DIY how to do different things, including how to use that moon energy. So let's talk more.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we just had a pretty powerful full moon, didn't we?
Yeah, it was very stimulating and energizing to people. I know I talk to people all the time about how the full moon energy can be misinterpreted. We often see it as a time to do things, to start new things, because of that excitement and that energy. But really, the full moon time is an amazing time to just go inward, to reflect that full moon light and reflect it inside yourself and to see what your true messages are. So don't get too busy, don't run around, chillax, meditate, and just absorb that full moonlight into your body, into your soul.
Oh, that's so beautifully said. Thank you, Dr. Kat. Okay, so let's go ahead and segue into some of our questions here. And the first thing that I want to ask, coming from Before My Baby, which is, a website dedicated to preconception health and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask you if you think that preconception planning and preparing for pregnancy is important, and if it is, why?
Of course, I think it's important. I am a big preparer. I think so much of the excitement in doing anything really has to do with the planning and getting ready for something. With pregnancy, I mean, there's so many reasons why you should be preparing emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Of course, physically, because we say it takes about 90 days for the development of your egg, and that 90 days is just a key time to start really focusing in on what you're putting into your body. So that means the food that you're eating, the ideas that you have, and just who you're surrounding yourself with. So physically, of course, it's important to start taking care of that body, but then also working with your partner or whomever you're having this child with. The two of you need to be in sync about what your intentions are for this child. I mean, you've got a bigger picture, right? It's not just about the baby. You have a dream and a vision for who this person is going to be for you and for the world. So that intention really needs to be set as well. So you've got your body on board, you've got your mind on board, and then spiritually, you're really looking outward, you're looking for the message, and you're getting that clear as well. So I definitely feel it's important to start looking at what you're going to do months before you start actually trying to conceive. Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about coming off the pill.
Yeah, no. I think that, along with the hormones that you're going to have to clear out of your body, that's just one part of it. And looking around yourself too for all that support that you're going to need, the different people that are going to be involved at various steps. So not only you and your partner, but looking outward as well to connect with all those people, your birthing team, that that you're developing as well. So your midwife, your doula, your MD, maybe your osteopath, all these different people that are going to help you ease and enjoy. I mean, that's another great thing. You're bringing something new into the world, but you're not the only one who's going to benefit from the beauty of that child. Just like Electra, your girl is gorgeous and so much fun to be around. So you're not only creating something for yourself, this is something for the entire world. So the more people you can involve in that process, the more beautiful it's going to be in the end.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Kat. I feel the same way about Zara too. I haven't met your son yet, but I will.
Yes.
Okay, and now if I can ask you, a lot of couples are experiencing fertility challenges. It seems like I hear about that more and more. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, I'm going to say, the biggest one is that there's just a lot of attention given to other things in our lives. So we're ending up being so much busier and filled with so much stress that we really don't have the time and we don't have the hormones left over in order to create new life within us. I think that it's not only affecting our fertility, it's also affecting our ability to create. I think people have we've gotten into a place in the world where production has to do with money, and we're just stressed out by that kind of production and consumption, that we've really gotten torn away from this idea of being creative vessels. And that's really what manifesting and creating a baby is all about. It's your creative energy and focusing that in. So if you're feeling super stressed out and, your cortisol levels are all over the place, you're not going to be able to produce the hormones that you need. That's my naturopathic doctor voice speaking, that you really aren't going to be able to produce what you need within your body in order to carry that baby. So we end up needing a lot of support, adrenal support and hormonal support. And we have to be really careful about what we're eating. And of course, again, looking at ways to reduce our stress. So focusing in on meditation practice and self-care, which I'll talk about a lot more. But that whole idea of changing your mind about what the creation of a child is. It's not just a product in the end. It's not just a goal that you're going to. It's not the same as when you're at work and you've got a project management, plan in line. This is a lifetime of relationship that you're creating. So I feel that that's what's happened to us. We've really just been pushed away from that desire to create intimacy and create relationships and tribes, and we've been pushed more towards individualism, and we just can't get out of it. So really reducing your stress, focusing in on intimacy are really key to allowing yourself to create that new life.
You are blowing me away. I love your answers. They really resonate with me, because Nico and we want to have a baby too. And what you're saying, really, I can really feel it in my chest, and like the depletion of life, and running around and stressful jobs and, living in different countries and the other things that I, hear from other couples. It's just, we're constantly stimulated with our cell phone, and we're running around and there's so much more to do and to be. And, I think of my husband's parents, and they were in Greece, and they just, his dad went to work, his mom was at home, and she was, they wanted to have children, and life was just so much more simple, and my husband and I spent over an hour talking about that last night, and just how much we want to just simplify things. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate your answer. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So if I can ask you then, in more of a micro level, can you explain or share with us a client that you had that had a fertility challenge and how you worked them through that?
Yeah, sure. One of my favorite stories is of a woman who was definitely in a situation where she was extremely distracted and was quite worried about what was going on in her body. And so we talked about some significant activities or significant events that had recently happened in her life. And recently she had actually lost her mother, and she was feeling a lot of sadness around that. And I know that that's another major area that women often are not able to talk about, loss, and not only loss, and I mean loss of like miscarriages and that kind of loss. And I feel that that's a real barrier to moving forward with having a new child or having a new life. So my client and I were able to work actually with talking therapy and just, sort of counseling and talking about it. And also I used homeopathy with her in order to allow her to start to let go of what she was holding on to. So she was holding on to this old relationship that she had as daughter and wasn't ready yet to move into motherhood. And along with that, she started to chart her cycle, which is my number one tip for women, is to get to know your cycle. I know you all think you know it, but I'm talking about much more detail than that. So she and I, again, then worked with regulating her cycle, and she was able to go on and actually have two lovely little boys. Now they're big, but so working emotionally first and then making sure that she was aware of her cycle allowed her to then become pregnant. She also worked significantly in food intake. She was not eating enough and didn't have enough fat in her body, and that sort of stuff was going on as well. So sort of a typical situation that a young woman might find herself in, where she's struggling with loss and body identity, and then just helping her become aware of her personal cycle. And those things worked really well, and success story. So.
Great. I'm sure you'll have plenty more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have one more question for you today. Can you share a unique or odd fertility tip that maybe we have not heard before?
Well, people who know me as Luna Mama will probably know this tip, and I know how excited everyone gets about this, and I'm actually on like a Facebook group as well, and a lot of my course that I teach about the moon is talking about this connection as well. And so my tip is all about lunaception. So lune is like la lune, the moon. So this is all about using the moon for conception. And so what you end up doing is mimicking the moon in your bedroom by creating a light and dark sequence that follows the phases of the moon. But what you will do is, as you get to know your cycle, as you work with me or other professionals to understand what's going on with your menstrual cycle, then you'll use the light time to coincide with your own ovulation. So this lunaception technique is great for reconnecting with the phases of the earth, and then reconnecting really intimately with your own personal cycle. And you can regulate your cycle, the length of your cycle, and also women find that it helps with encouraging ovulation as well. So my tip is take action, use the moon as your guide, and use some lunaception in order to get pregnant.
So how would they do that then if they wanted to follow the moon with their cycle? What would that?
I can explain it briefly here, and then you can check out my YouTube channel. I've got more details about lunaception as well. But yeah, basically you just get in touch with your own cycle, and when you know you're ovulating, on the days of ovulation, so about 3 days a month, you'll leave a light on somewhere in your closet or down the hall. And then the rest of the month, you sleep in complete and absolute darkness. So you don't want to have any light on your body during the dark days of the moon, and just focus on having light exposed on your body on the ovulation days or your full moon days. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. And where can people find you? Were talking about a YouTube channel. So if people want to check out your YouTube channel, if they want to get in touch with you, can you share how they can do that?
Yeah, it's all Dr. Katherine Dale. So Katherine with a K, and I'm sure we can put some notes under our little chat here. But yeah, drkatherinedale.com, and I'm on YouTube the same. And then I've got courses.Dr. Katherine Dale as well, where you can check out my Lunaction course, which is an entire course, not only about lunaception, but also about connecting yourself to the moon for other reasons as well, your relationships and business, and just organizing your life overall by using that fantastic energy that comes from our moon.
Yeah, I just got Dr. Luna Mama's, what was it? It was your self-care tips according to the moon. There were certain days I want to cut my hair this month. I'm going to do a cut. I'm ready for a cut now. And there were certain days that were, I don't know if they were more beneficial or I should avoid, but there were 3 days in the month. And I found that really interesting because I actually booked my appointment on that day.
Oh, super good. Yeah.
I found that.
The Leo moon, which we just passed through this last weekend, is an amazing time to cut your hair. It doesn't always fall in the full moon. Well, it depends. So yeah, that's another great resource for people as well if they want to check that out. And that's available on different places, but yeah, definitely on the Luna Mama Moon Tribe Facebook page, you can check out there that there's a link, or should be a link to that beauty tips from the moon. So every month it changes the days that are ideal for you to be cutting your hair or doing hair color treatments or cutting your nails, all those things, based on how the moon grows and the moon retreats. But more about that another time.
Thank you for that, Dr. Thank you. Okay, and then I just wanted to share with all of our viewers that we are going to be having a Q&A series where we're going to be having 4 of them. The first one happening this month here in Hong Kong. The one in this month is on February 28th, and it's based around food, diet, and supplementation. And next month, on March 23rd, we're going to be having an event based on sex and intimacy. And Dr. Luna Mama, yours truly, is going to be one of the panelists there. And if you miss the event, we will be taping it, and there will be a chance for you to see that again online. So for all of you that are watching that aren't here in Hong Kong, don't worry. That will be available to you as well. And then we'll have 2 additional events happening in May and June. And that's about it from us today. I want to thank Dr. Kat for being here with us today and sharing your experience, and definitely warmed my heart today and brought me inspiration and have me thinking more about the moon too. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Lovely to talk to you, Annika.
Okay, well, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.